Okay, so ito naman po tayo sa ating another asynchronous session. So for the first part, I have here some questions. So please try getting the derivative as fast as possible mentally. So for example, sa number 1, so anong sagot dyan? Kaya nyo bang makita yung sagot dyan just by looking? Okay, so it should be 5 times 4 is 20. X, 5 minus 1 is 4. Then minus 4 times 3 is 12. X, 4 minus 1 cube. Then we have the derivative of 2x cube. 3 times 2 is positive 6x. Then 3 minus 1 is square. Then minus 6 times 2 is 12. X, 2 minus 1 is 1. So no need to write. Then syempre, the derivative of the constant 1 will always become 0. And that is your derivative with respect to x. Now, how about number 2? O try natin. O try nyo mentally. Okay, so that should be 15x squared. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 minus 1 is 2. Minus 2 times 7 is 14. X, then 2 minus 1 is 1. Then derivative ng 3x. Derivative ng 3x is simply 3. And the derivative of negative 1 is 0. And that is your answer. Number 3, we will have 4 times 8, 32. X, 4 minus 1 cube, minus 3 times 7, 21. X, 3 minus 1 squared, minus 2 times 1, 2. X, 2 minus 1, 1. Then the derivative of 5 is 0. And that is your derivative. So ganyan lang dapat kabilis kaya nyo siyang sagutan agad-agad. Now, let's try number 4. So I have here the question, find y prime. If you can still remember, do sa steps natin in finding the derivative from delta y over delta x, we express this as dy over dx, or it can be expressed as y prime. So, kung may makita nyo dyan sa dalawa na yan, they are just the same. So, kumpara dito sa number 1, 2, 3 natin, wala naman kayo nakitang y dyan sa 1, 2, and 3. But for number 4, meron na kayo makitang y. But, wala namang nagbago dyan. The same lang din siya. So, if you have y is equal to 3x squared plus 2x minus 1, so the rule is simple. Get the derivative of both sides. Meaning, sa left side, kuhanin mo yung derivative ng y with respect to x. Then, sa right side, kuhanin mo yung derivative ng 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 with respect to x. So, ganun lang siya kasimple. Then, we all know that the derivative of y with respect to x is dy over dx equals, yung derivative nito, just katulad lang ng ginawa natin sa number 1, 2, 3. So, this will become 2 times 3 is 6x is to 1 plus 2. So, this is your answer, or y prime is equal to 6x plus 2. Wala siyang pinagkaiba. Nagkaroon lang siya ng another na pinakita lang natin yung y sa left side of the equation. Now, sa letter B, y is equal to 2x plus 5 is to 4. So, again, kunin natin derivative nito with respect to x. Then, kunin natin derivative nito with respect to x. So, this will become y prime. This will become, how about for this one? So, ito, babalikan natin yung formula ng, so we have a function u na naka-raise sa 4. So if u is equal to 2x plus 5, ang n natin dyan ay 4. O balikan natin yung formula. Ano ba yung formula pag u raised to 4? Yung u raised to n. Diba? Nu times raised to n minus 1 times the derivative of u. So, kunin muna natin yung derivative ng u. And the derivative of u will become, o derivative ng 2x is 2. Derivative ng 5 is 0. So, you have your u, you have your n, you have your du. So let's now get the derivative. So y prime is equal to n for u raised to n minus 1 times the derivative of u with respect to x. Yan siya. So dapat maalala nyo siya. Siya ay nandun sa ating last lessons. Ito siya. Oh. Nasaan na ba siya? Ito, balikan nyo yung video natin tungkol dyan para paano ko yung formula, yung sagot sa u raised to n. So now let's simplify. So y prime is equal to, so 4 times 2 is 8 times 2x plus 5 raised to 4 minus 1, 3. And that is your answer. Okay? How about the number or letters C? So this is another u raised to n. So paano ko nasabing u raised to n siya? Because meron tayong exponent. So ibig sabihin may power formula tayong gagamitin, may power rule tayong gagamitin. But yung exponent na yan, hindi lang single x yung nakaraise sa kanya. It is a polynomial or a binomial, to be specific, binomial raised to 3. Kung x cube yan, madali lang yan, di ba? Gagawin lang niya yung derivative niyan is 3x squared. Walang hirap-hirap. But dito, yung naka-cube is a binomial. So, kailangan natin sundin yung u raised to n. So, ang u natin dyan is 3 minus 4x and n is equal to 3. Then, yung derivative ng u with respect to x is, o derivative ng 3 is 0. Derivative of negative 4x is negative 4. So, therefore, derivative ng y with respect to x, o simply y prime. O, isa-isang tabi muna natin yung constant. Wala pa tayong problema kay constant. Pwede na lang natin multiply susunod. So, i-apply natin yung formula. N u raised to n minus 1 times the derivative of u. Yan siya mga kapatid. So, ulitin natin. This is your n u n minus 1 derivative ng u with respect to x. Okay, so simplify natin. So negative 2, so we'll have 3 times negative 4 is negative 12 times 3 minus 4x raised to 3 minus 1 is squared. And finally, introduce na natin yung isa pang constant natin kanina. Ito, yung tinabi muna natin sa isang tabi. So, negative 2 times negative 12 will have positive 24. Then 3 minus 4x raised to 2. And you will have this y prime. How about naman sa letter G? Ano naman kaya yung gagamitin nating rule? Again, you may try to distribute this. Okay? Then, get the derivative. Naging ano lang siya. Gagamitin na natin ng sum rule. Okay, wala nang problema doon eh. But for purpose of discussion, gawin natin siyang follow natin yung u times v. Okay? So, gawin ko tong u. Gawin ko tong v. So, bakit ko siya naisip na yung u times v? Because I have two functions, two separate functions, f of x times g of x. F of x is 3x squared, then g of x is 2x minus 1. Minultiply ko sila, so u times b siya. So, if my u is 3x squared, and my v is 2x minus 1, then kailangan natin yung derivative ng u with respect to x, which is 6x, then the derivative of b with respect to x, which is 2. Okay? Now, sunod natin yung formula. So, derivative ng y is, syempre, y prime. Now, derivative ng right side is, sunod natin yung formula. Ang formula natin is u times dv plus v du. u dv plus v du. So, ang u natin is 3x squared times v dv is 2 u dv plus v is 2x minus 1. At ang du natin is 6x. So, simplify, we will have 6x squared plus, so 6x times 12x is 12x squared. 6x times negative 1 is negative 6x. So, we can now have 6x squared plus 12x squared is 18x squared minus 6x. And that is your y prime. Okay, so far, please practice kung paano kunin yung derivative ng algebraic functions. Okay? Now, dito na tayo sa ating topic for today. Ito pa pala, sorry, meron ba tayong letter E? So, y is equal to 5x squared over 2x plus 1. So, again, division, indicated division. So, alam natin, this is our u, and this will be our v. So, if our u is 5x squared, ang v natin is 2x plus 1. Then, we get the derivative of u, which is 10x. And the derivative of b is 2. So, ito is just simply a simple y prime. Now, for u over v, the derivative ng u over b is v du minus u dv all over v squared. O, sundan natin yung formula na yan. v du, v du minus u dv. You know, v du minus u dv all over v squared. Siyempre, it helps kung kabisado nyo talaga yung formula, no? So, distribute. So, 2x, 10x, you will have 20x squared. 1 times 10x is plus 10x. Minus 5x squared minus 2 is negative 10x squared all over 2x plus 1 squared. So we'll have 20x squared plus 10x minus 10x squared. So 10x squared, we can combine them, plus 10x all over 2x plus 1 squared. So yan, pwede na yan. But if you still want to expand, okay lang kung gagawin mo siyang 10x squared plus 10x, then you will have 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. So, okay din naman to. Okay. But if you can go as far as here, so okay na yan. As long as kabisado nyo paano i-apply yung u over v. Now, for our next topic, our topic for today is really this one. We're going to talk about tangent lines. So, nung grade 10, pinag-aralan natin yung tangent lines as a line which intersects the circle at exactly one point, while a secant line, this line here is called a secant line because it intersects the circle at 2 points, so secant. While a tangent line, for example, is another line which intersects the circle at exactly 1 point only. Okay? So, medyo i-modify natin yung definition ng tangent line. So, a tangent line is a line that touches a curve at a point, and that point is what we call a point of tangency. So when we say it touches, dumampi lang siya doon without necessarily crossing, hindi siya tumawid sa kabilang part ng line na yon. Lang talaga siya, sumandal lang siya doon, natapik niya lang. So for example, I can do another tangent line here. So I can do another tangent line. Hindi ba nakikita yata yun? Another tangent line, and this is your point of tangency. I can draw another tangent line, okay, and this is called the point of tangency. Ne? So suppose I have here this point. I can draw a tangent line. Okay. From this point, I can draw a tangent line. Yan siya. At this point, this will be the tangent line. So dumampi lang siya guys ha. Not necessarily tumawid siya. Kaya pag so those are tangent lines. Paano sir kung ganito? Kung ganito siya, tapos yung line ko ay ganyan. So nag-intersect siya at exactly one point. No, it should not intersect. Nag-touch lang siya. Yun natin, limit lang natin sa touch without necessarily crossing the line. Okay? So this is not a tangent line. Dito naman. So for example, dito, I can draw a tangent line here. Okay? I can draw a tangent line here, which will be a horizontal line. I can draw a tangent line here. Now, sasabihin niyo, sir, nag-touch siya dito, tapos nag-intersect siya doon. So, okay lang yun. This is still called a tangent line with respect to this point. Okay? So, nag-touch siya sa curve na to at this point. So, this is the point of tangency and we still call this a tangent line. So, it does not matter kung siya ay mag-intersect at any other points kung in-extend yung line. As long as do sa point of tangency, nag-touch lang sila dyan. Okay? Now, sa mga simpleng application ng tangent line, for example, gumagawa ka ng hagdanan sa bahay mo. So, ano yung hagdanan dyan? Yan. So, masasabi natin, isa sa mga pwede natin basihan ng ganda ng hagdanan is kapag naglatag ka ng isang tuwid na kahoy, pahilatan ganyan, kailangan bawat isa na to ay dumampi, maging tangent, mag-touch siya doon sa hagdanan. Ibig sabihin, pag mayroong mga points dyan na hindi dumampi doon, ibig sabihin, mayroong medyo may mali sa design ng iyong hagdanan. Maaaring may mas mahabang tukad, may mas maikling tukad, mayroong mas mahabang tukad. So, hindi pantay-pantay ang tukad. At maaaring mag-cause ng accident. So, that's just one illustrative example of a tangent line. Now, isa sa mga topic sa calculus is yung slope. No, pinag-aralan din natin sa inyong grade. Hindi ko na malala kung grade 2, grade 8, yung formula ng slope. Sabi natin, the slope of a line, the slope between any two points can be computed as y sub 2. So the slope is, we use the letter m to signify or to represent the word or the concept of slope, m. So y sub 2 minus y sub 1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. For example, dito sa ano natin ito, I have here 2 points. So what is the slope of the line? The slope of the line connecting the 2 points. So first, kuhanin muna natin yung dalawang points. So this is point, so isipin nyo lang 3 to siya. This is point 32. While this second point is point 4, 3. Okay? So, gawin natin, this is your first x, this is your first y, ulit. This is your first x sub 1, y sub 1. Let this be x sub 2, and let this be y sub 2. So, ginawa ko siyang from left to right na lang. So, first x, first y, first x, first y, second x, second y. So, let's substitute here. So, y sub 2 or the second y, which is 3, minus the first y, 2, all over second x, 4, minus first y, first x, 3. So, you will have 3 minus 2, 1 over 4 minus 3, 1. So, therefore, the slope of the line passing through 4, 3, and 3, 2 is 1. So, yun yung slope ng line natin. Okay? Now, how about kung we choose any 2 points? Okay? So, not necessarily alam natin kung anong point yun, but we can choose any 2 points. So, for example, here and here, I have 2 points and I want to find the slope of the line connecting these 2 points. So, suppose this is x, and syempre may pagitan sa pangalawang x sub 2 natin, may pagitan siya, at ang pagitan niyan, tawagin na lang natin siyang yung delta x, the change in x. So kung ito ay 2 at ang pagitan niya ay 1, kung ito ay 2, halimbawa ito ay 2 at ang pagitan niya ay 1, ang delta x mo ay 1, therefore ang x sub 2 mo ay 3. Okay? So let's represent x sub 2 with respect to x. So if this is x and yung pagitan niya is delta x, so therefore this x sub 2 is actually x plus delta x. So kung naman to, dagdagan mo lang ng delta x and you will have your second x. Now, ang problema ngayon natin, if you have your x sub 1 and you have your y sub 1, this is your x sub 1, this is your x sub 2, ang problema ngayon natin, what is our y? Kung gagamitin natin yung formula natin na to. Ito, yung formulang y2 minus y1 all over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So, but madali lang siya because whatever y is, ito yon, yung katapat niya doon sa y-axis. And that can be evaluated kapag if we try to find f of x. We substitute whatever x here to our x there. So, if this is our x, we substitute this one to here, and our y sub 2 is x f of x plus delta x. So, using the formula, so suppose this is your x sub 1, this is your y sub 1, this is your x sub 2, this is your y sub 2. So, y2 minus y1, y2 is f of x plus delta x minus y1 minus y1, which is f of x all over what x2 is 1, x plus delta x minus x1 x. So simplify natin. If you will notice, we can simplify our denominator. So sa numerator, we have f of x plus delta x minus f of x. Then here, x minus x is 0. So all over delta x. Kung napansin nyo guys, kung napansin nyo yung unang step natin, yung 6 steps natin sa finding the derivatives, may makikita kayong ganyan. Replace x with x plus delta x minus, then subtract y from both sides. So ito siya, may kinalaman na siya dyan. So therefore guys, in terms of nung grader pa lang kayo, grade 7 or 8, this is what we know about the formula for the slope. But this is only applicable if you know the value of the 2 points. So what if you do not know? So ano kaya yung magiging major natin? Changes. So ito siya. Ito yung magiging formula ng slope nung ating line. Okay? However guys, ang pinaka main question ngayon natin, so madali kasing hanapin yung slope kapag alam mo yung dalawang 2 points eh. So pag alam mo na to na ito ay x, ito ay x plus delta x, yan, madali mo na malaman kung compute mo. Paano ngayon kaya? Kung ang gusto lang natin hanapin is ano yung slope, wait, ano nangyari? Ano yung slope nito? Nung line na green na yan. Yung tangent line to this point P1. So, wala tayong another point para maging basis at para ma-i-apply directly yung formula na to or yung formula na to. So, kailangan kasi natin ng second point yan eh. So, dito we only have one point. Okay? Pero nagkakaroon na ngayon, yan, yung part na yan, masasagot na ngayon yan ni calculus. So, paano siya sinagot ni calculus? So, sabi niya, this is the slope of P1 and P2. Okay? Tandaan nyo ba, ang target natin, the slope of the green line, this one, yung slope ng green line. Suppose, ilapit ko ng konti si P2. Daling ko siya dito. So, ito na nga si P2, nag-move na siya papunta doon. At ang kanya magiging line ay ito. Ito siya guys. Yung blue. Okay? So, paano kung ilapit ko, so magkakaroon din siya ng panibagong slope. Paano kung ilapit ko palalo si P2? Daling ko pa siya dito. So, syempre, guys, while P2 is palapit ng palapit kay P1, you will notice yung delta x natin, palit ng palit, is getting smaller. Okay? Palit ng palit si delta x kasi lumalapit kanina yung delta x natin, ito yung pagitan ito, nung nag-usog na siya, ang delta x natin ito na lang, nung umusog uli siya dito, ang delta x lang natin ay that part. So lumilit si delta x. Okay? So sabi ni calculus, we can find the slope of the tangent line by getting the limit of x plus delta x minus f of x all over delta x as delta x approaches 0. So, ito ngayon yung definition ng derivative. Ito yung ginagawa natin ng steps 1 to 6. Okay? So, ito lang siya. Kaya, yung pinaka-application niya, habang si delta x habang lumalapit si P2, guys, you draw another line, habang lumalapit siya, malapit na malapit kay P1. Okay? Unti-unti, magko-coincide yung dalawang lines. And whatever that slope is, so yung slope niya, palapit ng palapit sa slope ni green line. Okay? Now, i-apply ngayon natin siya dito. So therefore, ang pinaka-main topic talaga natin na ito. Sa haba-haba ng posisyon, ito lang yung gusto kong usapan natin. The slope of the tangent line to a curve. Sabi yan, y prime is equal to m. So I want you to remember that formula. The first derivative refers to the slope of the tangent line at any given point. So for example, what is the slope of the line tangent to the curve y equals x squared plus 5x plus 1 at 0, 1? Ano daw yun? So, first, syempre, intuitively, kailan may kutob ka na agad. Is 0, 1 at 5 at y? Ibig sabihin, ito ba talaga ay part nito? O, check natin. This is your x, this is your y. Check lang natin mga kapatid ha. Yung y mo is 1. 1. Ang x mo ay 0. 0 squared plus 5 times 0 plus 1. So, 1. So, we are going to check. Check lang natin. 1 equals 0 plus 0 plus 1. So, check ba? So, 1 is equal to 1. Okay, so nag-check naman pala. So, ibig sabihin guys, pag nag-check siya dyan, 0, 1 is at y equals x squared plus 5x plus 1. Ibig sabihin, nadaanan talaga siya. If you draw y equals x squared plus 5x plus 1 at hinanap mo si 0, 1, makikita mo si 0, 1 dinaanan nung curve na to. Yun yung first na kailangan nating i-check. Dahil kung siya ay wala dyan, 0, 1 can never be a point of tangency. So, because 0, 1 here, sabi niyan, the tangent to the curve at 0, 1, we assume that 0, 1 is the point of tangency. O, hanapin ngayon natin sa slope. So, sabi natin, y prime is equal to m. So, set natin si y prime. Hanapin muna natin si y prime. First, second, step natin. So, una, chinek natin. Second, find y prime. So, if y is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 1, let us solve for y prime. So, y prime is equal to, so derivative ng x squared is 2x, derivative ng 5 is 5. Okay, so y prime is equal to 2x plus 5. Check. Now, next, number 3. Set y prime equals m. So, sabi natin sa first part natin, y prime is simply equal to m. So, gawin lang natin, y prime becomes m. So, m is equal 2x plus 5. Now, step 4, solve for m at the point of tangency. Yung point of tangency natin, which is 0, 1. So, therefore, 0, so this is your x, 1, this is your y. Substitute lang natin siya sa nakuha natin na to. So, replace x with 0, replace y with 1. So, in m is equal to 2x plus 5, meron lang tayo dyan x. So, 2 times 0 plus 5. So, take note, hindi natin nagamit si y because there is no y there. Pero kung meron, i-replace natin yung y, gawin nating 1. So, we only have our x, and this will become 0. So, m is equal to 2 times 0, 0 plus 5. So, 0 plus 5, m is equal to 5. So, the slope of the tangent line, okay? So, if this is y is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 1, and this is 0, 1, the slope of this tangent line is 5. Yung slope niya. Okay? So, another example tayo. So, I have the curve y is equal to x cubed plus 2 at 1, 3. Check natin. So, yung 1, 3 ba ay talagang naka x cubed plus 2. So, y is equal to y. So, this is your x, this is your y. So, 3 is equal to x cubed. 1 cubed plus 2. So, check lang na natin guys ha. So, 3 is equal to 1 plus 2. Yes, so mag-check siya. So, therefore, 1, 3 is the point of tangency doon sa curve na y equals x cubed plus 2. Now, next, find y prime. If y is equal to x cubed plus 2, y prime is equal to 3x squared. Then, letter C, y prime equals m. So, this y prime will become m equals 3x squared. Then, letter D, step D, solve for m. So, taking note that the point of tangency is 1, 3. So, 1 ang x, yung y is 3. So, we only have x. So, siya lang. Ang papalitan natin lang 1. So, m is equal to 3, 1 squared. Or simply, m is equal to 3 times 1, and 3 times 1 is equal to 3. That is your slope. Okay? Basa pa. So, let's find the tangent line at y equals x squared plus 5x plus 1 at x is equal to 1. O guys, ano pinagkaiba ng example number 3 kay example number 1 and number 2? Dito kay example 1 and 2, binigay agad sa atin yung point of tangency. Na chinek natin na okay nga, point of tangency siya. Dito, ang binigay lang sa atin is x equals 1. So, sa point of tangency, ang meron lang tayo ay 1. Nawawala pa si y. Ano kaya si y? Ano kaya yung kapartner ni y? So, doon mahalaga, doon papasok yung checking natin sa letter A na ginagawa natin madalas. Okay, so tingin nyo, paano kaya natin hahanapin yon? Yung y. So, hanap lang si y. So, y. So, we already have our x, 1. 1 squared. 1 squared. Plus 5 times 1 plus 1 equals 1 plus 5 plus 1 equals 7. So, y pala ay 7. So, the point of tangency, therefore, is 1, 7. At sure na tayo because kung tama itong ginawa natin ito, 1, 7 is at y equals x squared plus 5x plus 1. So, punta tayo kay letter B. Find y prime. So, y prime. So, given y is equal to x squared plus 5x plus 1. So, y prime is equal to 2x plus 5. Then, y prime becomes m. So, m is equal to 2x plus 5. So, y prime becomes m. Then, substitute natin at 1, 7 using the POT 1, 7, letter D. The slope is equal to, so ito yung x natin si 1. So, 2 times 1 plus 5, which is 2 times 1, 2 plus 5 equals m equals 7. So, the slope of the tangent line at 1, 7 at this point is 7. Okay, stop muna tayo dyan.